Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Soggy Pizza Podcast, Episode 8. We're rolling along. I'm Alan.
I'm Sean.
Today, we're going to talk about how our lives have changed. Not only ours, but everyone's in general has changed in the last week. With what's going on out here, we've just seen a large change in everything. Sean, what have you seen? What are your thoughts? And what do you think? What have you seen changed from your perspective?
Well, nobody's anywhere anymore. Things are pretty empty. In any store, you can immediately find the toilet paper aisle because it's the only one with literally nothing in it. There's no eggs. I don't know why. There's just no eggs. There's nothing in grocery stores. Everything is closed. There's nobody anywhere.
And what happened at school when you went and picked up your books?
Well, yeah, I had to go pick up my books from school because I left them there. And the teachers, or the school, did a really crappy thing. They organized last names by first three letters. Kind of stupid, but you had to go at a certain time interval to reduce the amount of people that were going and interacting at a certain amount of time.
Which makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm just more annoyed by how they organized it because they did it like GAB to GOC or whatever, something like that. So, and then after that, when I actually went, they only let one person at a time go up to the sign-in table and then go to their locker, while the other person, or the other couple people, for me there's only two other people waiting, but the other people had to wait at the school entrance, since they couldn't be anywhere near the sign-up table while anyone else is signing in. So then only one person at a time, while the others waited super far away, it makes sense, obviously, but kind of weird.
That does make sense. That's kind of how it's going. What I've noticed is we were at Costco the other day. Only 20 people are let in at a time. So when you get into Costco now, it wasn't busy. It took a little bit of time to get out, but it wasn't busy. They're limited how much toilet paper you can take, how much paper towel you can take, how much soap you can take, which makes sense. You can't hoard this stuff like they were before. But also what I've noticed is the traffic. Anywhere in the morning now, there is no traffic.
Yeah, there's no traffic.
There's no traffic at all. And I went through Kensington, 4th Street, 17th Ave. It's dead. All restaurants are shut. It's like a ghost town. I've never, ever experienced this. In the middle on a Thursday and Friday, there's no one around. You drive through, everything is shut. There's no cars anywhere. There's not anybody walking. It really is a sight to behold. We don't want to see this sight, but it's a sight to behold.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And Home Depot was also similar to Costco, except they didn't have a person limit, as not as many people go to Home Depot as they do Costco. But they made it so that there's only one entrance and one exit, which to me is kind of counterproductive because you're funneling everyone into one single spot for both the entrance and the exit. So you're kind of grouping them together while you're trying to get them away from each other.
But you can see why that's done. You got to go in one door, out the other.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's kind of how it was.
It should always be like that, honestly.
Oh, for sure. And then we went to CoOp today to get some groceries. The guy, you don't put anything on the moving belt. He wiped it. He sanitized it all every time.
Yeah.
And that takes a little getting used to. And also the social distancing, when they say keep, I think, 2 meters apart, I think it is, or whatever it is.
2 meters.
That's tough to do in the grocery store.
Yeah.
We're all trying. We're just, when we walk by, do we not breathe when we walk by? You're going to get some not close contact, but it's a tough one. It's it's easy to say to do. It's not as easy as you think it should be. It was a little tough when we were there today, buddy.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I've never seen this little people anywhere. I kind of like the quiet, but at the exact same time, everything's kind of empty, and I do like the noise every once in a while.
Well, also now gas prices, since the economy and the virus, apparently, gas is 71 cents where I was filling up. It's 68 cents at Costco. And it's costed me, I believe it was $60 to fill my tank up. Yeah. $65 to fill my tank up. Where usually to fill my truck up, it's $110.
Yeah, that's nuts. I've never, ever seen gas prices this low. The highest I've seen them, 110 maybe, the absolute highest if people are being really greedy, I've never seen anything below 80 cents. That's nuts.
And the problem with it being this low, you know it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
You know when things hit this low, especially for gas prices, it's not a good sign. That means there's not as much money going into our economy. There's no one's making money at that rate.
Yeah.
Like when you're buying barrel of oil for $5, it's gone down to. Yeah, that's a low. That's pretty low.
Yeah, that's not good.
And then on the other hand, one thing that does happen is when you go into any of these stores now, you're afraid to cough. You
Yeah.
cough, you sneeze. Like, are people looking at you? What's the matter with them? Are you sick? And sometimes you just have to cough, not because you're sick. Maybe you got something in your throat, dusty, dirty, or even if you're rubbing your eyes because it's just you need to rub your eyes.
Yeah.
You feel bad if you have to rub your face, anything.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that?
Yeah, especially touching my face. I mean, obviously your face gets itchy, and if I want to scratch my own face, then I'm going to make sure either nobody's looking or I'm just not going to do it. I don't know. I don't really want to scratch my face anymore.
And coughing or sneezing, like, even though you're not sick, it's a bodily function that's going to happen. It's like, I feel bad about doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, is somebody looking at me? Well, what's the matter with that guy? We were also in Canadian Tire yesterday, and so some people just aren't practicing any of this stuff. Like, they're right beside each other where we're trying to stay away. Like, so it makes you look like, oh, well, what's the matter with him? Why is he not coming over here? Well, and they know, and but you get that kind of feeling that some people are getting it, some aren't.
Yeah.
And when you go to these places, you see it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think the biggest thing we've seen is how everything is shut down. It's just it's a ghost town out there. And the problem that you have is what happens when we reopen.
Yeah, that's not going to be good. I haven't thought about that.
When we reopen, like, how many of these businesses are going to be there?
Yeah.
It's a tough go. You have rent to pay. You have bills to pay. And especially in the retail end of it, if you shut down everything, like malls, theaters, all the gyms are shut, everything is shut, swimming pools, everything, hockey arenas are shut. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, there's nothing to do. No money's going anywhere.
Well, and Sean and I went for a walk, and we walked in Glenmore Park, walking the dogs. We saw about 12 people.
Yeah, that's a bit less than normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't often go there, but when I did, there's more people. There's quite a few people in the park, at a constant interval. This time, not many people.
No, not many people at all. And I think what I did find interesting was I was watching the news, and they had people who can't go to the gym anymore. The instructors are doing it online.
Oh, yeah.
Well, through social media, they're doing it. I don't know if it's on Facebook. They're setting up websites.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I think that's a great idea. They actually had, one lady said the first day, I think they had 20 people or 30 people. By the next night, they had 300 people.
Wow.
That could be the new trend coming forward. Why would you rent out all this space, for monthly fees and all that, where you can have your low overhead? You do it in your house. Mm-hmm. And people sign up and join your course, and you're getting paid by person to view and to participate in your courses. Weightlifting, yoga, whatever it may be. If you can do this stuff online, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Do it online. There's videos of people, especially in Europe, there's that one really popular video of that workout instructor on his roof in the middle of Europe, surrounded by the rest of the apartments, while everyone was on their balconies and they were joining in with him leading the exercise. It was pretty weird.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, out of all this, our trends will change. There's no question about it. People are realizing, well, can I do this from home? Do I need to pay all this money out in rent? Can I do things that don't cost me as much money? And it'll be interesting to see when this whole thing settles out, whether it be 2 months, 6 months, 7 months, how our lives will change and how it'll stay as we're practicing now. It's an interesting concept. Like, all the stuff we're going through now, will it stay like this?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. School's gonna probably go back to normal, although it's gonna be kind of funny being in the next grade after not being in school for a long time. That's just going to be weird. Even if we do end up going back to school, we're going to be missing so much. It's just going to be super weird.
Well, I think one part, of school is always going to be, but one thing about all this is the social interaction. You can work out at home, you can do this and that at home, you can do it online, but the fact of the matter is you're still not communicating with anybody.
Yeah.
You're not physically communicating with anybody, and that's society. That's socialism. That's socializing. That's what it's about. You have to get out there. That's what makes people feel better. That's what life is about: socializing, communicating.
Exactly. Yeah.
Will our lives ever be the same after this? What do you think?
It'll go back to normal eventually, but it's not going to be an instant change, obviously.
But what's a new normal? You say normal. What is normal?
Cleanliness. Absolutely cleanliness. People are going to be focusing so much on cleanliness. Shortage of toilet paper is probably going to last a long time, but definitely cleanliness is that's going to be the biggest thing to change. People are being super sanitary and super clean about everything, and we should keep it that way. Absolutely, we should keep it that way.
And that's a good way. That's a good point. That's a good way it should be. As we move forward, that's how it should be. But it's going to be interesting to see when it does settle, how it settles, what are the new trends, what are the new norms, because we know we're in for a change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's it for Soggy Pizza
Podcast.
I'm Alan.
I'm Sean.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.